Yo, what's up guys? I just wanted to make this video real quick as a commentary to tell you guys about my thoughts on the upcoming patch and its patch notes. So first of all, the most important thing is what I'm going to be talking about right now, which is Flashbang. It's sitting right there, left top corner. Flashbang, this trait has been reworked and renamed Grand Entrance. Explosive Entrance grants resistance and increased crit strike chance for a period of time. Now, the new effect seems cool, right? Especially resistance. I'm very happy we get to get resistance without having to play inventions. So I'm kind of happy about that, you know? I wonder how long the resistance is going to be, but I imagine it's not going to be longer than 1.5 or 2 seconds, you know, without any boon duration. The crit chance is kind of useless. Not gonna lie. It's nice actually, but it's there's no need for it. But I guess it's nice. I made my build in a way that I have exactly 60% crit chance baseline and then 80% with fury anyways, and that's that with nade spam where, you know, it's three grenades hitting at the same time. It doesn't really matter too much if everything crits. Most will crit anyways. It's not like you only hit one skill, but you hit 3 at least. You hit multiple skills at the same time with nades. So that's why having a perfect 100% crit chance isn't that important. And then depending on how much crit we get out of this, you could think maybe, oh, then instead of 60% chance, we can just go like 55 or 50% chance and use that lesser crit chance stat for another stat instead, like maybe more damage elsewhere in power or ferocity, or but nah, you still want to keep it baseline 60% for sure. But we'll see. We'll see how long this resistance and crit chance period is for. It's very vague all for now. We don't know the exact stats or durations of these things. But even if the new Grand Entrance trait was even better than what is written here, I still wouldn't be happy with it, because Flashbang was basically half our sustain. Like unless a rough guess, I imagine it's like 50% of our sustain, right? Because we have good vigor uptime, and with good I mean pretty much permanent vigor uptime, which lets us dodge a lot more than the average guy. But you know, which means every time we dodge, we get a blind, and so we dodge a skill and then we blind. So the next big skill that would have hit after we dodge, it's also pretty much, it doesn't hit us, and it gets, you know, the skill is also wasted on the enemy side, and that was a huge amount of our sustain. And I feel like now without that blind spam we have, we're gonna lose a lot more sustain, and it's gonna make this game a lot harder to play, I would say, in a solo environment, in a 1v1 environment even, especially against hard hitting like things like thieves. You know, you definitely want that blind, but they still get to blind, you know, they get to pistol 5 smoke screen, and which throws out a blind. They get, when they steal they blind, when they do this they blind. So and then they also have weakness spam on dodge on top of that, so interesting. But yeah, it was a lot of, it's a big part of our sustain is what I'm basically trying to say, and losing that sustain is a huge deal. I'm not happy about it. So that's why I wanted to make this video, actually, to kind of put this forward to you guys, my thoughts on this. Flashbang, not so happy about it. As cool as it may seem, I'm not happy about it. And then my friends tell me, but Shy, dude, the huge buffs, everything got buffed on Engineer. I'm like, yeah, but did anything get buffed that I use? No, not a single thing, actually. Not a single fucking thing got buffed for me that I am using in my main build. I don't use utility goggles or detection pulls on this build. I don't use gadgeteer on this build, like tools in general, the whole trade. I don't use firearms. I don't use bomb kit, I don't use E-gun, I don't use flamethrower. The grenadier trait changed so that you have 100% increased velocity on grenade kit all the time. Doesn't really matter because I will be using explosive entrance either way. So again, that doesn't change anything. And if I'm using grenade kit explosives either way, I will be using grenadier either way as well. So again, this shit doesn't matter. Maybe I can replace grenadier with the trait at the bottom, which increases like damage by 10%, I believe, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it doesn't really matter for me. So basically this whole patch was just a nerf for me. That's why I'm not happy about this, because the only thing that got affected that I actually use, right, is Flashbang, and they nerfed it. So overall, this was a huge nerf for me. And then before I played this, I also played Holosmith, and I gotta say the new Holosmith changes are nice. But again, I use Flashbang in my Holosmith build, and Flashbang was again a pretty much not even 50, but I would say like 70% of our sustain even on Holosmith. That blind spam was kind of the only thing keeping us from dying, together with whatchamacallit, spectral shield or something, like the stun break on Holosmith that is on a 40-second cooldown. That was our only stun break. So to keep us from needing to use it too fast, our blind spam was keeping us, you know, not CC'd. Our dodge spam was keeping us from not being CC'd. But now we don't have the blind spam anymore. So now if we do get CC'd and we've used our only stun break in the game, that is also only stability, by the way, we're fucked. We're fucked. And we don't have a blind to potentially, you know, if we don't have a dodge anymore, we won't have a blind to deal with it anymore. So absolutely fucked, in my opinion. But besides Flashbang, you know, the 2 or 3 changes to Holosmith are pretty nice. All the changes to the E-gun and flamethrower kit are pretty nice. Bomb kit is going to stay useless. The small changes to Elixir B, C, and R are pretty nice, but I gotta say, I don't think it matters that much. I think that's kind of it for everything, you know? There's Gadgeteer, which if you use Gadgeteer, it upgrades Sleek Shoes and Utility Goggles now to a new kind of way, which I like. But on this build, again, I don't use that. But, you know, if I were to use it, I would like it. But then again, I would wonder, if you're going to use both Utility Goggles and Sleek Shoes, the only last other skill you can use is Grenade Kit, unless you're using Holosmith. I don't know, it's... yeah. I don't know, those were my thoughts on that. Now we can talk a little bit more maybe about the gameplay. I don't have much to say about the other changes for the other classes, honestly. They all seem pretty nice, honestly. You know, except for like Guardian, maybe. No, all of them seem pretty nice. I don't know. Not much opinions on that. So here, let's talk a little bit about the gameplay. So for the gameplay, most of these clips at the start were kind of solo content. Here it's more group in the end, playing with a friend. I actually kind of want to go back there. Okay, so I call out 3 to 4 people, and my friend comes over. Meanwhile, I'm just kind of brawling it, you know, like I have good sustain, you know, I can take it. I have Elixir as a backup if I can't. I have some stealth there, here. Yeah, okay, we're good. I just kind of rotate around. This guy singled out, so I go push him. I go all in on him, but he played his defensive skills back to back. So I did kind of waste a lot of good skills there. And then he instantly starts running to his friends. And I look and I see my teammate almost there. I'm like, fuck. Okay, I gotta go, and you know, I gotta put pressure, CC them if I can, so they can't chase my friend anymore. And in doing so, I down this guy here. But then my friend also just dies. I put my gyro on top of him, expecting the gyro to finish the downy. That doesn't work out. I down the second guy while the other guy gets up. I'm so sad, bro. I'm so sad. Had I just stood there, used my elixir S to stomp that one guy I killed, my friend would have gone up and we could have continued fighting and killing the rest. I fumbled so hard there at hoping that my gyro would have finished him off, but it probably got hit once or CC'd once and it died. It's these kind of clips, especially if you rewatch them and you see the things you could have done better there. It does teach you a lot about how greedy you can be. And sometimes you should not be greedy. You should just make sure you fucking, even if you might feel like it's a waste of a skill, sometimes you just gotta make goddamn sure that storm goes through. And yeah, I got greedy. I thought I could just drop the gyro and then that will finish the guy for me and I can just chase the other guy and down him as well. Nope. I don't even know how this gyro got destroyed, but yeah, very unlucky I feel like. But I say unlucky, but actually that was just, yeah, just my bad. And that's that, honestly, for that clip. It was very unfortunate because that could have been a sick 2vx, you know. Like, it was only 4 or 5 people, but still, pretty cool. And then a friend joins called Sammy, but yeah, at this point we're 3 people, as you can see. So it's not much solo roaming or duo roaming anymore. I don't mind 3-man roaming though. That's pretty good for these kind of numbers as well. 3v5s and shit like that, especially at a camp that is contested by the enemy already. But then later on we are 4 people like right here. So, but this might show a little bit of how like good this build is also for group roaming, because you're a bruiser, right? And here I can play that role really well. I can just play a bruiser. I can go in balls deep. I can be the front man, be the distraction for the team, while my team can just free hit them. I do that a lot, and like most of my health is fine anyways. I got a lot of clips for like group content that I want to show you guys, but I think it's going to be for a later date, way much later, because group content is not the most interesting stuff to watch, honestly. But I can definitely teach a thing or two that is different from like the solo thing. Here this guy goes down, my gyro is about to come up, I instantly use it together with my crate to CC the guys, and we rest. Boom. Do you see how fast that is? That was also with a friend helping as well, I believe. But even without him helping, just me and the gyro together is just, it res us really fast. As long as the gyro doesn't get destroyed, of course. Gotta be lucky in that. Usually when they cleave, it does get destroyed, right? But most of the time I've been lucky that it doesn't get destroyed. But yeah, that was about it. I just kind of wanted to have those thoughts out there about the patch. I hope you guys see what I'm talking about and agree with me. See you, man.